Hello, welcome to Let's Play Modded Games. This is extremely modded because you might recognise this is Skyrim, but hello, where are we? We are in fact in Balmora, and you can see my character here. And if you've played Morrowind before, you'll recognise this place. Of course, someone hasn't actually decided to go through and build this whole place. In fact, this is the Skywind mod, or basically a transplant of all the Morrowind textures into Skyrim. So you've got everything you had in Morrowind, well, in terms of textures and meshes, but it's in the Skyrim engine, so it's a lot better. But everything works in terms of combat and everything else. It's obviously not going to suit Morrowind, because back in Morrowind you didn't actually have an opportunity to heal yourself or even to recharge your magicka. All of that was manual. You had to go to sleep, so there was a point of sleeping. In Skyrim, sorry, that doesn't actually happen. Now the game is pretty much incomplete. There is a texture mod and a quest mod called Morrow Oblivion, where they've actually updated all the quests, so the guys doing this will have to go through and add clothes to all these guys, because all these Dunmer are naked. Look, it's Ravin Radiris.
What do you need?
He can talk, but he hasn't got any quests, and he can't talk as well. Well, he can't actually. You can't have a conversation with him. The LOD gets slowly loaded up. You can see it's not very good. But if you ever remember Morrowind, what actually happened was you were surrounded in this dense fog, so you couldn't see anything unless you downloaded a mod to increase the LOE distances. That was because of the hardware limitations. But who have we got here? A Halalu guard. They were, of course, used to be extremely scary.
Yes.
But you've pretty much got everything you need here. There's another Halalu guard. There used to be all these kind of bone mold people. I've got the collision textured off because what sometimes happens is that the game crashes because the havoc isn't quite set up. So I've gone to the console, changed everything.
Need something?
But everything should be recognisable. You've got the little bridge over here, and over here I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, he's just stuck in the ground.
Good afternoon.
Over here was Kias Casada's house, so let's wander over here to see what's in his house. Balmora, Keys Casada's house. So I'm gonna quickly just, well, we might crash, so I'm gonna try to enter the room anyway. Hopefully we won't crash, but sometimes we do. If you look at too many textures for too long, no, but it works. Keys Casadas, there he is.
Yes.
He doesn't have any pants on. Someone has to go through everything. Look at this. Someone has to go through everything and add clothes to everyone. And of course he's doing his squats just over the bench, so it's not quite aligned. But that can't be, you can't be criticised for that. But he lives in this little room. There should be a skooma pipe somewhere. You've even got this little chest up there that used to be there. And I think he used to be shirtless anyway, Keys Casadas. He was this blades guy who smoked skooma in his house and did nothing else. But you've got the scattered book. So let's go and wander around and see what else we can find. The music should be, well, you can load up on the music, but I don't quite know how to install the music quite at the moment. Now let's wander over this bridge. And there used to be a silt strider up here that you could go and fast travel. But I don't think they've got the textures for the silt strider. Of course, now that the latest DLC has been released, you do get silt striders, so that might be corrected very quickly. Of course, up here you used to have a silt strider, but you don't at the moment. And what do you get here? You get all the little corner clubs. What's it? The Balmora Council clubs. And there used to be an Argonian. Balmora's been discovered. Hull. You see this? Yeah. One of the first things that you ever got when you wandered into Balmora, and it was Hull walking around. You thought, what the hell is this lizard walking around? Of course, they're more human. It's a bit disappointing. They're kind of human looking in Skyrim, but in Morrowind they used to have big kind of floppy leg things, like you know how animals have backwards bending knees? That's what they used to look like, and they had big feet, and because they didn't used to be able to wear boots, and you think, what the hell is that? And this big insect is in the air, and this lizard woman's walking around. It used to be crazy.
Good afternoon.
You sound like a transvestite.
Afternoon.
Yes, she's a transvestite. And there's Ranveer over here. Is this Ranveer? Yeah, Ranveer, who's got his place locked up, and of course the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild over here, and the Fighters Guild. Of course, you don't get these places anymore. So let's have a look in the Fighters Guild, see how they've set it up, see if it's the same as it used to be. Whoa.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You're slightly different. Wayne
Yes.
Wayne used to be a black guy, but here he is half white, half black. I'm sure someone will go through and change that all, but down here were all the beds. And you used to get a guard in almost every single... That door doesn't open. But you used to get a guard in almost every single building, and that was to... Havoc's switched off, that's why I can't actually open these doors. Let's just... well, I don't want to crash the game. Let's risk it, because we've explored this. If this game crashes, what I'll do is I'll just skip to the next town and see what's there. Nope, switching off collision doesn't work either, so that's obviously got to be changed. These guys don't open doors. And up here
What do you need?
used to be this evil Nordic woman who wore bone mold, and she was someone you had to kill eventually in the Fighters Guild. Let's go and wander over to Seyda-Neen,
Good afternoon.
because that was another place. Oh, or what's this? Oh, it's an orc. Yeah, there used to always be an orc there. There's a temple up here. But let's wander over to Caldera and see what's going on over there. This is probably quite boring for people who are looking for adventure, but for Morrowind geeks or people who have used to play Morrowind, it's definitely interesting. Look at all this vegetation and everything, and all the trees that they've managed to place in here. The water looks a lot better than it did in Morrowind. I know people upgraded Morrowind to make it relevant for 2012. Look at the LEDs drawing itself in the distance. That's an enormous skeever over there. You skeevers. It says scrib, but I'm sure it's supposed to be a skeever. Look at that. You are dead. Yeah, it's a scrib. Of course, no one's actually done the textures for this. I don't know how quickly they're going to manage to do this all, but I'm sure in a couple of months, perhaps when the new Redguard DLC is out, which is something else I want to talk about. Anyway, I'm going to pause things here, and if you're interested in the next Skywind video, I will be exploring Caldera.